Hello, my dear Gemini. This is Ron from Tarot of the Twin Sun. Gemini, welcome to my channel and welcome to mid-February 2020. We have an imminent retrograde season coming, a Mercury retrograde, which is always not such a good thing for both Virgo and Gemini. Um, Mercury, of course, is ruled, Gemini is ruled by Mercury, which is an incredible thing. A lot of your neural capacities may be halted, or perhaps you may become very split in a certain way when it comes to making choices as well as making choices of the mind. And perhaps there may be cross chatter with different parts of your brain. Just things to be aware of. Not only that, we have the whole bag, which is usually breakdown of technologies, breakdown of communications, breakdown of travel and movement. Things become slower with Mercury retrograde. Now, I'm doing for you a 9-card spread. It's a situationship reading, my dear Gemini, for Gemini, February 2020. It's a 9-card spread, the Great Mirror reading, plus a 10th card for underscoring influences. And anything else that needs clarification, I might add more cards. But I wanted to introduce you to my 1890 deck. It's a new 1890 deck. I have two of them. And it's from BP Grimal. It's from the French school, very old deck, about 130 years old. And it's a phenomenal thing of newness. So I wanted to share this with you and use its purity to find deep insights between you and someone else. Please clear your mind if you can. Once again, this is February situationship reading for Gemini through the Great Mirror. Energies between Gemini, someone else, and the mirror that exists between them. If you can, Gemini, please relax and clear your mind. Anything that flows through, let flow through. Thank you. Please relax. This deck is ready. Alright, bottom of the deck. We have the star here. This is the card of some interesting insight. One of my most latest insights with the star is that this is the card of narcissism in a way, but a legend of narcissism that actually hasn't been of Narcissus, of the flower that is, as well as the mythological character Narcissus. There's something about this star energy that has to do with a great fate, a great truth that is leading you to a type of stillness with your emotions. There's a great deal of detachment here when it comes to your emotions, and you are trying to find truth through them. You are trying to be empowered by the very element that pushes Gemini, which is that of air. There is a new revelation that you are coming about that is being gifted to you through the stars, through divination. You'll be able to find some sort of trueness, and there will be a magical quality to this. At the same time, there will be detachment in some sort of situation that is being gifted to you. There's an element about your intelligence that is very much communicative and based on truths as well as reason. However, there's something about the emotional intelligence inside of you that is not very surprising to you. There's something that you know already, and perhaps you've already been through that cycle, and there's no need to revisit it in some way, shape, or form. You've been through it and through the ringer, and there's something about this that is leading you to a new, not only a new idea, but a new way to fuel that idea, to push it in a certain way. There's this like new beginning that has to do with truth as well as passion, okay? Now, as well as loads of healing. I forgot to mention with this star comes incredible amount of healing through the release of emotional content. Okay, there's a type of emotion that you're purging. Could be that you're purging this month, and we'll go ahead and pull cards that represent what and all you're pushing forward. Okay, beautiful. Oh goodness, this deck is powerful as hell. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Once again, there's that star energy bottom of the deck. So, let's see here. Mm-hmm. Yep. 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 Okay. So basically, it's a 9 card spread. Here is your end. This is what your energy is on the conscious, subconscious, and the unconscious level. This is the soul level. This is what's coming to being through thought, through action. And this is the conscious level, what sort of is being represented on the surface, the most high aspect of it. This is the evolved aspect of what's going on underneath, pushing forward into a type of freedom, to a type of release, okay? Basically, this is your end, this is their end, and this is the mirror that exists between you two. On your end, on the unconscious level, on the soul level, we have here Dos Amantes or Os Amantes, the lover's card, Gliamanti. This is all about making a choice in love. And this is your energy, Gemini. We have the twins here as well as the third in the middle. This could indicate third parties, but it doesn't have to be so. The point is that there is an idealization of love as well as a spiritual aspect of love that is represented through Eros here. And Eros, I read recently, is a way to live on the edge, a way to feel and do as if you're doing something really incredible as well as really almost random or insane. There's something about the energy of love that is incredible, and it cannot be defined, it cannot be controlled, and it's possibly the highest force in the universe as far as what it can do, because it works in mysterious ways. There's something about your energy that you are embodying in this connection with whomever you're dealing with. There is something about you that you are reflecting to them as someone who is in their soul purpose. With the Lover's card, there is the need to spread Eros, to spread not only Eros, but agape love, some sort of higher transcendental love. There is the need to find purpose in this, and it's driving you on a soul level, on an unconscious level, to something with this person. The connection is strong. There's a lot of love on your end, and they see you as a lover, okay? The way you see them is someone who's going through this process of death. Death is here. They could have Scorpio leadings in their chart. Doesn't have to be so. If not, it's energetically a type of transformation that comes through the energy of death, the archetype of death. Death is all about cutting out certain things in order that they may transform accordingly and push one forward to a new type of thing. We have here the number 13, which is traditionally seen as a very unlucky number. At the same time, if broken down to the 4, it talks about structures. So perhaps there's a structure here that is being reworked. Also here, there is the 1 and the 3, which is all about union as well as self. There is something here that is transforming on their end that has to do with a connection that is based on not only chemical desires and chemical wills and sexual energy, but something that's even greater, something of a type of ending, a need to get rid of something, going through a process of dying in order to relive, to be born again in a certain way. There is this energy that is very much captivating on both ends. You are represented as a lover, and you may have a great deal of love for this person. They have a great deal of lust, or perhaps they see you as a mode or a trigger for transformation that puts them on a new path, or perhaps helps them relive some sort of new cycle, okay? Because after death always comes life. There's something of this energy here. Perhaps they also cause some sort of fear for you, okay? and they see you as something that also may cause fear because you may have options, something like this. There is a mirroring effect here that has to do with the energy of the Nine of Pentacles, which is all about stability. It's all about keeping safe distances in order to hear signs and symbols from the universe in order to make these resonant with the purpose of one or the other. There's a need for commitment here, commitment that is like you're trying to live out your own self purposes, your own self righteousness, in order to find some sort of stability within self first. Okay, this person needs to go through a massive amount of transformation, and what they essentially want with you on a soul level, what they have for as an urge, is to push forward this Knight of Pentacles energy, to sustain some sort of proper etiquette, some sort of proper space, a safe space for each of you, so that both of you can grow independently and beautifully and be abundant by yourselves. Okay. At the same time, there's a strong urge to merge on your end as well as their end. So there's an irony here, because not only do you want to, both of you want to manifest on a soul level this independence as well as this independent energy, there also is a codependent energy through love and through sex, something very incredibly enticing. As well, you may see them through their darkness as something that is quite compelling in terms of a sexual nature, okay, which can be very beautiful. But it doesn't have to be so. This is all soul, and it's also unconscious, so it's something that you don't have to be aware of, but it might be an influence. On the subconscious level here, you may see them as someone who is perhaps going through a type of victory right now. And this has to do with their passions. This has to do with what they are manifesting, how they are stabilizing themselves as well. You may perceive them as a bit arrogant, or perhaps power hungry or something like this, something where they are indeed coming into great boons and they're going through a lot of transformation and wealth, perhaps victory of some sort, but it's attained through either through higher caliber or lower forms of caliber. There's something about the quality of this person that is shining in a certain way, and this is what they want. This is what they want to bring about. They want to win, and there's this element of winning here that I think is righteous, okay? I don't see it as a bad thing. They want to transform. They need to transform. They don't want it, but they need it. And they need this so that they can attain some sort of victory. With whom? I don't know. With themselves? With you? It's a possibility. Here, on your end, you have the High Priestess. There's something about your energy that is like their energy, quite scorpionic, or perhaps Piscean, 12th house energy is here. This is all about the great secrets of the universe, how the High Priestess sits there, and this is what you want. A type of intuitive knowing, a type of vision that you find through research, through looking through other languages, as perhaps languages or secret esoteric knowledges or systems of knowledge that are secret to the everyday. There's something about your energy that sits firmly, and you want to bring about some sort of secret. Or perhaps you know a secret, and it's a very deep secret that I can't look into right now. However, my dear Gemini, I promise you that it is quite profound, and that the wisdom that the High Priestess holds here, even though it may be repressed, it is very much enticing to them. They see this as some sort of, they see you as a source for limitless knowledge, for secret knowledge, for knowing something quite profound about this connection, okay? So not only is there love on your end, but it's quite deep, and it's also, there's a secret about it that I don't want to open up right now. Let's just do it. Fuck it. So I'm going to open up the High Priestess's secret. And it's something that you might have already said, the secret knowledge, but you haven't actually listened to what you said, and therefore the secret is still unknown even to you. But try to pay attention more to what you say during this Mercury retrograde to find out some sort of secret that you can analyze and then know without having to say. something that you've already said. Okay, so it sounds kind of like a loophole, but there's something about what you're saying in the month of mid-February, especially during retrograde, when you talk about this situation with this other person to other people, or even perhaps to this person, there's something that you say that may come up as very revelatory. It's very relevant, and also it's a revelation. And this may have to do with an even deeper, a deeper truth with the Hermit's energies. So we're going to have to go deeper for this. Let's see. Okay. All right. One more card. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Valeta de Espada. Rainha de Espada. By the way, I'm using the Portuguese deck for this clarification, and it's a very, very deep deck. Bottom of the deck, we have King of Cups, and this secret has to do with a very deep spiritual insight that has to do with isolation and coming back. Perhaps you're coming back to this person to tell them something about some sort of secret that you learned, that is being held back by them through the High Priestess energy. So you want to tell them something, but you can't. There's like two very spiritual cards here that have to do with a truth that you've learned through multiple modes of existence, through the Queen of Swords as well as the Page of Swords here. There is something about the tie that you have with them is on the low. It's very, like, you want to express something, but it's like repressed communication that has to do with some sort of thing that's holding you down. It's like, I'm not going to go too deep into it, but it has to do with love that is not, it's like looking back at a situation with the King of Cups energy here, looking back. If you can see the King of Cups, he's looking back. He's looking back, and he's offering love elsewhere. So it could be that that you two have gone into a type of silence, and you have manifested or have been meaning to manifest a sort of block with this person, some sort of cutting energy. You wanted to cut this out or something, but couldn't. You maybe want to express this to them, that you may be seeing other people, or maybe offering your love somewhere else, or perhaps you're still very concerned with the history that you have with this person, and you want to express some sort of deep insight that has been repressed, but now the light is shining and you're ready to share this truth, but there still is a holdback or something like that. Okay. Now between you two, in the mirror, there is the Seven of Cups in reverse. So options are going out the window. So it seems like a contradiction here. It's like there is no longer Seven of Cups, there's just one. And you both want to be very clear of what makes you feel emotionally fulfilled with one cup. Okay, so perhaps this person is having enough courage to challenge you or to come up to your energy of the High Priestess at one point to so that both of you get on the same page, and that there's no longer an emotional fog or a fog of choices that makes you confused with options in general in modern love. Okay, basically what I'm trying to say is that both of you are trying to co-create some sort of emotional understanding that celebrates in a certain way. This person wants to spearhead this. The High Priestess will just sit there quiet. If she can do that forever, she will. But there's something about this that is being challenged by this person. They want to push forward in a certain way, okay? Especially with, on the conscious level, they have the Knight of Rods. The energy of moving in and out of certain situations, of disobeying boundaries and pushing forward in a very aggressive way their agenda. This is the Knight of Rods. Tend to be called the player card. This is the energy of essentially boundary breaking as well as rule breaking, as well as loads of passion. This person has a lot of passion for you, but they may have a tendency to come in and out of your energy field, and also maybe intrusive in certain ways. And also, there is an element of this that causes fear for you. Perhaps on a soul level, you may be afraid of this because it represents some sort of transformation for within the high priestess energy of something from the past that needed to change, something about survivability or perspectives that needed to change, something that stems even perhaps to mother and father from childhood that has to change, or perhaps a grandfather figure, some sort of wisdom that comes from your lineage that has to do with change. And perhaps this person represents a type of change for you. But at the same time, they're very mutable. Their energy is very Sagittarian and Jupiterian. They're expanding as well as Scorpio here. There's a lot of expansion as well as transformation occurring, and perhaps this is too much for you and you just want to find stability, right? Because you have here the Three of Pentacles. This came up for Libra on the subconscious level on their end. So it could be that you're dealing with Libra. It doesn't have to be. However, there is a need to find stable structures and to erect a way that will help you feel stabilized, okay? So the urge to find this Nine of Pentacles reflects here on the conscious level on your end. You're seen as someone who is hardworking, also willing to work with others, okay? And here's the sweet kicker. There is the Judgment card, number 20, here between you two on the conscious level. What is happening now in this third dimension and what is coming up in middle February, as well as the energies of middle February onward, there is a type of reconstitution through judgment, okay? Reconstitution. So this is all about finding out the connection you have and actually seeing how there's something from the past that needs to be relived somehow in order to find some sort of purity, to purge out something by bringing something back in order that it can be judged accordingly and set into some sort of release, okay? Now, this is like letting a fish go and then bringing it back on the same hook, okay? So there's something quite repetitive about this situation and this pattern that they have of transformation, perhaps trying to go to transformation, finding the change, and then feeling like their victory in this, and then they come back and then they have the chance to move away again. There's something very flaky about this person's energy, even though it is a bit fixed and very concerned with expansion, especially expansion of physical or emotional territories. There is the opportunity for them to come back and perhaps for you to work in teamwork with them to work towards some sort of situation ship that has to do with this energy of Sagittarius as well as the energy of Capricorn and Sagittarius. There's like something here that has to do with structures coming back to being, as well as structures that need to be infiltrated so that they can be reworked or refinished or restructured in a certain way, okay? Not to get too lofty on this, basically what I'm seeing here in the mirror is that there is a need to find some sort of individualization, to find stable ground and to be very content within each other without dependency issues, okay? This is a soul urge between you two, almost like you want independence and you want to move on from something, but there still is a strong pull. And perhaps you have different choices to make, they have different choices to make, there's some sort of choice to make, but then you still want this like sort of like feeling of either union, complete utter union, or complete utter disunion, but then a respect from a distance, your energies respectively, each of you, you and them and you. There is a need to find this, but then there also is a clarity about no longer being bogged down by the options that are afforded by modern love. And you want to find clarity with that. But then there's a hold back in truth as well as a victory here that has to do with this transformation. Perhaps you have manifested a secret other relationship with the King of Cups energy here. There is a possibility that you're moving on to some sort of peaceful resolution with someone else, but I don't know, this person may feel arrogant or perhaps want to control you through a sense of victory. They want to win you over, so there's this Knight of Rods energy. They may move in and out through judgment, you might bring them back in to work together with them for something else, or you might actually get into a type of love triangle in terms of at least two different commitments to other people. Okay, so these are very interesting energies. And remember, the energy of the stars here, which is your energy, you are coming into power as well. This is Aquarius energy. So there's something very unstructured about the way you are detaching yourself and coming into a higher truth with your emotions, and how these emotions represent for you some sort of scarring, but also a need to move forward, heal up, and find some sort of new beginning as well as new truth in your situation ships. My dear Gemini, this is Ron from Tarot of the Twin Sun. Please like, share, and subscribe if that resonated, and I'll see you in March. Thank you. Bye-bye.